The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised. In the year of our Lord 1197, 5 Canaanites were sent to the lands beyond the forest to serve those who ruled Transylvania. With their diplomacy, they were granted a city to rule as they see fit. With their strength, they solidified control and protected their domain from invaders. With their knowledge, they ruled for 2 centuries of relative Canaanite peace. But they cannot stop the prophecies, for the ancient war, all but forgotten, stirs afresh. And those whom you have cursed to save yourself shall break free of their bonds at last. Welcome to the Transylvania Chronicles. Welcome to our Vampire Dark Ages stream. We here at McStabber Studios understand that some of the subjects that come up during this chronicle are problematic by modern standards. Our goal is to handle these kinds of situations in a manner that does not directly or indirectly glorify these kinds of actions. While we understand that we are playing in a world of monsters, that does not mean we must be the monsters ourselves. Please also be aware, none of our cast are experts in history. That means there will be some deviations between the real world timeline and the vampiric world. You can go ahead and chalk that up to the Canaanite influence on the mortals around them. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy our story. And that's the last time I'll get on a bull, okay?
You've never been on a bull.
Actually, I have. A mechanical bull, but I have. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to McStabber Studios, Vampire Dark Ages, Glimpses of History. I am, of course, the storyteller, Shanky McStabber.
And I am Mama McStabber, and tonight I will be playing Saint Olga of Kiev, the clan La Sombra.
I'm Jeannie Von Esch, who has never been on a bull, and I'm playing Peregrine McSullivan, Clan Assamite.
I am Beetle Spock. I'm be playing Yves Marchand of Clan Toreador.
Hello, I'm Maddox, and I'll be playing Snatcher of Clan Nosferatu.
Hi everybody, I'm the Ravnos Archon, and I get to play Agustin de la Cruz, also of Clan La Sombra.
Oh, I was prepared to wait another few minutes for you to finish your names.
First and last
episode and last episode.
Tonight, now, with more Beetle Spock bio up here.
Mm-hmm. Oh!
Yeah. Thanks for pointing that out. I forgot to.
It's Beetle Spock's bio, not Yves.
No, it's yours. You're actually a vampire.
You're actually.
Nobody here's seen you in daylight.
No.
Welcome to our Transylvania Chronicles stream. The year is 1413. Last episode, well, they had a visit from Anatole and Lysita, who, well, brought grim tidings of the events going on in the world. A vision from Anatole, of course. And then, the big other event for that one is this group got notified that Mankata would be there in 4 days. So, what is the plan for the night that he's due to arrive?
Olga has sent her priest Ghoul to the gate to await his arrival to escort him to the church that has been built as part of the fortress.
Okay. What's the rest of the group planning to do?
Get my link with Olga and go on a boat.
Yeah. Everyone on this bottom row.
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure that the guards know to keep the streets from the gate to the church as safe as possible.
Okay.
No loitering, no vagabonds.
So you're saying keep Snatcher's people away?
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Just check it. So as we are on the 4th day after he said he would arrive. Gwen, Eve, and Snatcher, where are you planning to go on said boat?
Away.
Yeah, what's a route that we will have made distance but are maybe meandering a bit? Like it's not the most important one.
Maybe we can see maps this time?
I can see maps.
I can see maps now.
I mean, you only got one river, you know?
Yeah.
Granted, it's a big river.
It is a big river.
You're just going to sail up the river a little bit? Is that the plan? You know?
I would
We're
ass-
charting things out. He's got to
Yeah.
draw us a better map.
At night.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
He's a
He's a
Toreador. It shouldn't
vampire.
matter.
When does he do this?
I know.
And we have to protect
Put on
him.
a sun hat.
Oh,
At some point, he'll need eyes of the beast to see.
Yeah.
That's fine. We'll worry about that later.
But
Okay.
I'll probably. How big is this boat?
I mean, it's not a giant one, but it's not small either. We're not talking full-size galleons because they don't come this far east.
No.
And wouldn't fit on a river.
Yeah.
So I'll bring sketching supplies and not like a full easel.
But knowing
Yeah.
Gwen's contacts, it would be a cargo ship, a smaller one, but one of the cargo ships.
Something like a barge.
Okay. Let's see. Whose scene do I do first?
is it the barge and the rhythm of the night?
So we're going to start with Augustine and Olga. You're waiting in the chapel when one of the guards comes up first to announce that the cardinal and his entourage has come into the city and is heading this way. And then the guard departs. So if you two need to talk about anything prior to him wandering up, you got a minute or two.
This is not going to go well.
Bite your tongue if you must. We bide our time.
There's no need to reinforce this bond. We have not acted against him. We have never said anything against him. We tried to get his help with the Sombra and Sophia. He is the one that denied us.
All agreed.
He will hear me.
And
We'll
he
say
will
my
not
piece.
care. Do we act on that this night, or do we wait until we have advantage? Think like the warrior you are, brother. Do we lose our heads, or do we wait?
Want to try something.
Prove to me you are not an idiot man. And that is the last thing she says.
And you hear the horses coming up. He's got a decent size entourage. Though, when the doors to the chapel open, he walks in, resplendent in red robes. As always, his head is bald. He still maintains the same slightly overweight form he had before. And of course, being in his presence, you can already feel unclean. It emanates off him. And behind him is a man. He's wearing monk's robes, but you can't see his face. The cowl is pulled low, and his hands are inside the robes, who follows in behind him. And as he steps into the room, Moncado first glances at both of you. Then he reaches out his hand and offers you his ring. to kiss.
I motion to let Saint Olga go first.
She will approach. You are a guest in our city.
I am a guest in your city, your grace. You will address me properly.
As you wish, sire. And she kisses the ring and steps back.
Step forward. Your magnificence. It is always a pleasure. And kiss the ring and step away.
And let me introduce my guest. You are pleased to meet Montano. And the man pulls his hood back, and dark-skinned, short-cropped hair. He just looks and nods.
I have heard of you.
Many have.
Welcome to Belgrade.
Thank you. I am pleased to accept your hospitality. I brought him here. I will be fair. I did not plan to come visit you at this time.
What's
But
changed your mind?
I'm doing a favor for Montano, escorting him where he wishes to go. It just so happens it put us close enough to visit your city for a night. And Montano actually looks and steps forward a little bit closer. I do hope we're not putting you out and
For a
causing
single
an
night?
inconvenience.
No.
Of course not.
Not for a single night. Where are you going, my Lord Montano? If I may be so bold to ask.
I find myself unwanted by most of our clan, so I am going to travel for a bit.
I hear there are disturbances in the west.
Disturbances. They ate him, then forced the rest of them to bend a knee,
Did they?
and I refused.
Hmm.
Mankata looks over. I did not bend, but I wasn't present. The will of God does not bend to others.
Sometimes we must not bend.
Indeed.
But, and this is Mankata speaking, but since I'm here, how goes things in your city?
Quite well, all things considered. We have rebuilt after the plague swept through it in record time. There are Ottomans getting close to our borders, and we have reinforced our armies. There are anarchs in these lands. Elders should be mindful here.
Yes, I've heard the same. We dispatched a group not 7 days ago that chanced upon us. Thought we would be easy pickings.
That we are in a precarious place given where we are, your magnificence. But since we are neither elders nor anarchs, we do not have to side with either one. We can try to play the field, as it were.
And Montano looks at you. That's not possible. You are elders enough for them. They will come to eat you as well. Or you will bend a knee.
You did not bend the knee.
And I was forced out of my city. The fortress we have kept for centuries. Makata looks over at St. Olga. Daughter, where did you get that locket?
It was a gift.
From who?
Storyteller, where did we pick up this locket? I don't remember.
Snatcher found it.
An acquaintance found it, and I desired it, so we traded.
And Mankata reaches out like he's going to reach towards it, and his hand gets a little closer, and then he pulls his hand back. That is a dangerous thing to wear.
Well, I am a dangerous woman, am I not?
If you say so, daughter. If you say so.
Your Magnificence, if you did not notice the crucible on the altar, we are well within dangerous means here.
Well,
The false Templars that were carrying this were dispatched with, and we have made a home of this religious relic to make you proud.
yes. I suspect it's not real. Were it real, I would feel it.
Correct?
It is real enough for parishioners.
Also correct.
Falsity in the eyes of God. Were this my chapel, I would melt it down.
It is a symbol that gives them hope.
This is not my chapel.
No.
And I will trust you to maintain your own chapel. And we're going to cut right here for a second. Flash to Gwen, Eves, and Snatcher on a boat. You're heading up the river. Now, I'm going to say you're navigating a boat at night in the river. The sailors can't see in the dark, so it's kind of dangerous, okay? I did make a roll, and hopefully nothing bad happens to you. But as you're sailing up the river, thankfully the wind is working with you so you can push up the river. You get up a ways when you see, it looks like there's a couple fishermen's huts that are smoldering. All that's left of them is cinders on the shore.
When I was hoping for more light, that's not what I meant. I think you're muted, Junie.
What do you see? I cannot look. I'm trying to keep contact with Olga.
Fishermen's huts,
They're aflame.
burnt.
I don't know to take.
Oh, they're smoldering, so they're not like on fire.
No, they're not on fire anymore.
Right.
They've been burnt to the ground.
I don't know to take a look at that later. Maybe tell Augustine. See
Now-
if we can send some troops.
Eves, you have heightened senses, so you can use that if you wish to see a little better.
Yeah, I'm going to focus in on. I was kind of, as we're kind of like drifting around the city, I was making a sketch of like the, shouldn't say skyline, but the city. And then once the fisherman's hut catch my attention, I will use my eyes to focus more on the smoldering
There's
fishermen.
a couple people still moving around the huts. You can catch glimpses of them. 2 or 3 people still moving around the area.
See exactly what they're doing, or just movement?
It looks like they're picking through what's left of their huts.
Looks like we have survivors. They're gathering as much as they can. So it doesn't seem like there's much of a loss of manpower.
How far away is the shore from the boat?
I mean, the river's deep enough that you can't get all the way to shore, but you could get closer. Normally, these kind of boats have a dinghy they can lower over for, it's the captain's skiff to shuttle to and from the shore when they're near somewhere that doesn't have a deep enough anchorage.
Would someone with a little bit of potence be able to leap over to that shore?
That's an interesting question. Do you
there's
have
no soaring leap in this?
Soaring leap.
But there's no
soaring leap in this edition.
No, it is just.
I will let you try it. Strength athletics with 2 bonus dice for your potence.
Okay. I will then also look over to the other 2. I'm going to go check. Don't worry if I fall in the water. I can swim. And I jump.
I hope he can swim. I mean, being from London,
Yeah.
if he didn't, that would be bad.
I think I'm also going to arouse my strength. I get hungrier.
No, okay.
But my strength is now. And the rouse gets me 2 dice for strength, doesn't it?
Yes.
I've never roused before.
Yes, gives you 2.
Cool. I have a really decent pool for this.
Yep.
Difficulty, sorry?
Difficulty 6. It's not that hard.
Okay.
And 10s count for 2 successes.
Yeah, shame I didn't get any. Out of 8 dice, I got 2 successes.
Okay, he takes a jump off the boat, lands in the water. But it's up to about, shoulder level. So he's briefly underwater, and then you just see his head poking up above the water.
Maddox, I will remind you that you can rouse to reflexively turn your potence dots into automatic successes instead of adding them as dice.
Well, I know that now.
Yep.
But you can walk the rest of the way to the shore. And
Okay.
you splashing causes 3 people that now that you're in, get closer to the shore, you could see, they scurry off into the woods, leaving the place empty.
They ran. Okay, that's fine. I don't need to worry about making myself look human. Okay, I'll just inspect the area. Do my best to keep the boat sort of in line of sight so I don't lose them.
Well, when you get up to the huts, there were 3 fishermen's huts here. All 3 of them are burnt. The ground through the whole area has been churned up, chewed up. Your guess would be horses were through here, a number of horses. There's 2 bodies, both of them men. It looks like they've started digging graves, but they never got around to finishing it. But as you're there, you notice that those 3 people ran. One of them seems to be kind of peering at you from the woods.
I'm gonna vanish from mind's eye so I can go invisible and then make my way over to them without them seeing me approaching, because I know they'll just run.
Okay.
I believe that does require a roll of my.
I'm going to check and see it. Let's see. Vanish from the mind's eye takes intelligence stealth.
Yes. I don't have much intelligence, but I do have very nice stealth.
And I'm rolling against you with my wits alertness.
Okay.
Both of us are going to have a difficulty of 6.
Okay. Four successes.
4 successes. Okay. You vanish. You'll find out if it worked on her when you approach.
Mhm.
When you vanish suddenly from her view, you can hear her hiss out, "Vampire." But she doesn't run.
Really?
No. She actually
I'm
steps out of the woods and starts looking around for you.
Oh, I'm definitely approaching them. This one's fascinating. She saw that and didn't panic like a regular local. Guys, I might have just found another embrace candidate.
So you get closer to you. When do you appear? Because she's looking around for you now.
About like 5 feet from hers, just so if she lashes out, I don't get smacked.
That does startle her. She jumps back a bit and she makes with her fingers a cross sign and holds it a second and then puts it down.
I respectfully stay back. I'm not showing any aggression.
You're one of the lords of the city.
Indeed. May I ask you some questions?
All know of you in the city. You're the vampire masters.
I think I once heard one of my associates on the underworld refer to me as the one in the dark. I never thought it caught on, but maybe you'd know it.
I don't know that name, but I do know of the one who works with the docks. My husband. And she stops when she says husband and she starts crying.
Mm.
He used to sell the fish there.
What happened to your huts?
Just after dawn this morning, a group of priests came through. 25 of them. And their leader, he said this land was cursed, accused us of all kinds of foul crimes. He sent his men. I don't know what kind of priests they claimed they were, but they had swords and armor. They killed the men in the town and then set off to the north. Said, let that be a warning to all those who live in this demon-forged realm.
And the color of the robes they were wearing?
The leader was in scarlet robes.
Real quick, storyteller. I'm guessing since I'm friends with Gwen, I know like basic layout and all that shit and where locations are.
Mm-hmm.
What's north?
Well, if you go north up here, you start heading towards other cities. Medaish, Chausberg, which is quite far away, even Bistri as you go far enough. This is one of the road that comes off here. You cut north up the coast, you'll eventually get back to the road where you can travel the trade lines.
Okay. Are you safe to make it into the city from here?
The gates are closed after dark. Lord Vampire, I still have to bury my husband in We have to bury both.
Would you allow me to assist?
Can't ask that of you. You'll take my soul if I do.
No. No one's soul is of interest to me.
We know what you are, and while we accept your rule, it doesn't mean that I'm going to follow you. If you wish to help, find these priests. They were not of the Orthodox faith, not of our faith. Punish them.
Very well. At the very least, allow me to call some aid for the digging. And I would like to use some animalism, storyteller.
Okay. What are you going to call to aid to dig?
Dogs.
There's not a lot of dogs around Belgrade. There are wolves.
Those will work.
Okay.
Wolves, dogs, they're basically the same thing at this point.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I'm not
Tell them
looking
not
for
to
like
eat the flesh.
No, I'm just, it's like, hey, just dig a hole and leave. I promise there will be food located near here.
Okay.
I can point it out to you.
You're going to make a charisma survival roll against difficulty 6.
I think by this time, Gwen's going to ask the barge to pull over close to the edge of the water.
They get
And
as close
she'll
as they can.
And she'll go down to find out what's taking Snatcher so long.
Okay. And he drops he drops an anchor to try to hold him there.
Is it not charisma animal kin?
Nope. Charisma plus survival, it says.
Oh, okay.
To call them is charisma survival. I think animal kin's used different for doing other things with them.
Like actually talking to him and stuff? Okay.
This is just to get them to come, you're going to howl in the air to try to draw them to you.
Difficulty is 6, I'm guessing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oddly enough, that is 3 successes.
Okay. So by the time the wolves get over to you, Gwen's on the shore, but we're going to cut. What is Yves doing? What are you doing?
Yeah, I was actually going to step down as well. He wants a closer look at some of these huts.
Okay. You're going to have to, you all cut through the water too. But now we're going to cut over to Olga and Augustine again.
Sure.
Back and forth. Children, it is a perilous time for those of us who are La Sombra. Children are rising up against their rightful betters and those who are above them. They are forsaking the testaments of Cain. Where is your loyalty? And you will speak truly to me.
We are loyal to our duty and loyal to you, sire.
Would we have asked for help if we were not? I trusted no one else but you to come and help us with the assailant in Sofia.
You did not say you are loyal, Augustine.
Of course I am loyal.
These are dangerous times. Would you be willing to renew our bond?
You know, you just missed your other child.
Lucita was here. When was the last time that she renewed her bond?
The last time I got hold of her. After I properly chastised her. for avoiding me.
She has been in mixed company for some time.
Yes, I do not think her choice of traveling companion is in her best interest. But no matter how many times I chastise her, try to scourge the willfulness out of her, it doesn't seem to help. I've prayed quite a bit on this.
You have a gift for embracing willful women. And I'm just going to smile at Olga.
It's always better to embrace those that we least willing to push back. Excellence is important, as long as they don't push too far.
Yes.
Isn't that right, Montano? And Montano looks over. I was never forced to bond. I serve willingly, even after his death.
I am liking more and more the cut of this man's jib.
This man is the right hand of our master until he fell. His chosen child.
Does that not make you the new master? And she looks to Montano.
No,
There is another.
I have no master now. I have no clan now.
Do you not?
No, they have joined the Anarchs.
Mm.
I am
Not
free.
all have.
Oh, I am free. I will not be master over others. I served freely.
How fortunate for you.
And Mankata looks over at him. Don't let his ideas get in your head.
But he speaks truthfully. What if we were allowed to serve willingly instead of by
Forced.
chains? This may be why Lucita is so vehemently against you. A softer hand might push more gently, my magnificent maker.
I have been chosen by God to
It's
deliver our kind from the corruption. And I will
It's
use
true.
the tools that he has given me. And those tools include the bond. I think I've been too lax. Where are your friends tonight?
They had other business to attend. Belgrade is a growing city.
There are concerns even outside of the walls.
That's why they were on a boat tonight.
Yes, such as scarlet priests raiding cities.
Yes. We've had quite a problem with that. I noticed you still haven't said whether you'll take the bond.
Like we have a choice.
Well, I will give you a choice.
No, you won't.
Oh, I will.
If there is a choice, I would like to not. I have an idea that I wish to exact, but it requires that I have some leeway, some ability to besmirch your name in front of the Anarchs, should I need to.
Let's try this. This visit, I will not force you to renew your bond. But in return, you are going to do something for me. I have promised Montano that I will escort him his way, and yet a debt that I owe has been called. You will fulfill that debt for me. You will go to Medeish. You will handle whatever Nova Arpad wishes done in my name.
Consider it done. I am familiar with Nova Arpad.
Very good.
Went through, yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hmm.
And though I find her distasteful,
Yes.
That is a word.
favors are still favors. And she's called in one when I used her for assistance once.
Hmm. It will be handled.
Good.
I am already a part of their conglomerate as it is.
Then I expect you to head out in the next few days as soon as you can make arrangements.
Of course.
Agreed.
She is expecting either me or my representatives. I never told her who was coming. And I will hear confessions tonight.
Of course.
And you actually see Montano roll his eyes. His back, he's to Moncada's back, so
There, if you would be more comfortable, there is a small Roman Catholic chapel in the religious district.
good. We will go there.
Excellent. We will escort you.
Of course.
And as you all go to do your confession, let's flash back to the river people. So, Gwen and Eve, you come up as Snatcher's talking to, I mean, she's kind of, you can see the weather. She's been outside her whole life, fisherman's wife. There's no such thing as indoor work. But she's covered in soot from picking through what's left of her huts. You see the two bodies.
You also see a handful of wolves digging.
Yeah, that upset the lady. But she doesn't run because if you run from the vampire lords, you die tired.
I also told the wolves ignore her. You guys don't need to worry about that human. She's not doing anything. Just please dig.
And when Gwen comes up, she looks at Gwen. Doc Mistress?
She will take off her cloak and walk over and put it around her. It seems that you are having a very bad night, madam. What has happened?
Priests? Claim from Vienna.
From Oostenrijk.
Probably from further than that. They
They
struck me as, I believe they call it the Inquisition. Spoke of heresy, demons, foul gods, and killed the men as a lesson to the rest of us.
How many women and children are left?
No children. They've all grown and moved on.
How many
Just
women?
the three of us. The other two ran off. I'll have to find them if they even stop running.
They are, you can tell them, you have my permission. We have a home for widows. You will be taken care of. There is no duty. All you have to do, we have orphans, if you can help them. And we have training if you wish to do things as well. No payment.
I can't take that. I'm
You
not
didn't
giving you my
ask.
soul for that.
My dear sweet madam, I do not need your soul. I don't need anyone's soul. This is me being humble and grateful that your husband came here to provide for the people of the city. Can I not turn around and thank you for his service?
If that's your wish, we will serve.
This is how I serve you, is that we thank you for what you have done for us.
Thank you.
We will help you rebuild and to find a new purpose in the way you wish to have. I promise. I don't need a soul. I have my own soul. I am good.
Without taking my eyes off what the wolves are doing, I'm going to say in English over towards Peregrine. It's amazing after all this time, and yet they still treat us as if we rule like Zamesi.
It is what they know. It's yours, back in English. May I have your name, madam?
And she gives you a name. Didn't come up with one, so she gives you a name. And when she looks at, she goes, I did hear them call the priest Father Renzo.
Father Renzo.
Yes.
I see.
We've heard that before, haven't we?
You haven't heard that name, no.
Oh, not specifically? It sounded familiar.
I'd like to take this time to, how warm or is this hot? Is it just basically just smoldering now?
It's smoldering. It's enough that you don't have to do Roshrek, so it's pretty much burnt.
That's what.
I mean, it was all made of wood and thatch. It's burnt to nothing.
I want to use Spirit's Touch to get any information on it.
Okay.
So any man or beast that has a soul leaves a trace behind.
Mm-hmm.
So roll perception and empathy.
Yep. So go ahead and roll your perception empathy, and let's see what you get.
Let's see.
We'll go with this just happened this morning. So let's go with a difficulty of 5. That's nice and easy. Should get some good rolls for that.
Sure. Why not? Do I have a thing? No.
You can roll it inside this if you want. Just click Spirit's Touch and write it. When you click Spirit's Touch on your character sheet, you'll be able to set the difficulty and hit roll at the bottom of the screen, and it just rolls it. 4?
I got 4.
Okay. Nice. As you delve back in it, the first thing that hits you is you feel unclean. Horribly unclean. Cursed by God. And it washes into you. And you watch as this, the best way to put it is, he's Inquisitor, he's in scarlet robes, tonsured head, like you would expect. You can feel the zealotry through the Spirit's Touch. And you can feel the unswavering loyalty of his men through your Spirit's Touch as they grabbed the men roughly and butchered them out of hand. And without a second's thought, they said, let this be a warning, and left.
So do I have a good, idea what this man looks like?
Yeah, you get a general idea. Tonsured head. He's kind of graying, but he definitely has a fighter's body. And his troops are definitely all soldiers. Whether they wear the tabard or not of a priesthood, they are not priests.
I would take whatever scrap paper I still have left with me that I didn't get wet in the water and try do the roughest sketch, and I can finish it later.
Okay.
And Yves Marchand pioneered the sketch artist trope in cop stations.
Mm-hmm.
So the wolves dig some holes so that you can bury the bodies.
And I don't touch the bodies unless she allows me to, because I can tell that she still thinks I'm a great monolith of a cursed being. So
I mean, look
I
at you.
don't want to. I stopped hiding that shit years ago.
Yeah, if they need help picking up the bodies and moving the bodies, Gwen has no problem.
She doesn't want you all touching the bodies. She don't want them to rise and then have to stake them later. Remember, the peasants don't know exactly how vampires are made, okay?
Yeah, whatever. I got holes. I probably pointed the wolves towards where I know some like wild rats tend to hang out for food and all that stuff, so that it wasn't just a trip of come out here, dig hole, leave.
Okay. And you all help her, at least supervise. And now we're going to flash back before we go to break. We're going to flash back to Olga and Augustine. After confession, it took a while for the other group anyway. They're not back in town anyway. Montano actually pulls you aside separately afterwards.
Olga's still with the sire.
Mhm.
Since he's pulling separately, he can talk to Augustine first.
I'm hesitant to say this, but out here, I think there's less chance of you following in the footsteps of the others. When they destroyed our progenitor, afterwards, the one who did it had a glow around him that I recognized. Keep true to the clan, because he may not be as dead as the others think. And when he reveals himself, he is going to punish those who turned against him.
I have done nothing but try to live up to the expectations that were laid out at my creation. Good Montano. The only reason that I wish to not partake in the bond is not as a sign of defiance of my creator. I would not be here without him. I wish to move freely amongst the anarchs to show them that not all are bound. And then, when I have earned some trust, I can tell the elders where the anarchs are so they can be destroyed and put down, like the mongrels that they are acting like.
Here's my advice to you. There are many things in our lives that we give up, especially in this state we are now. Hold to your own honor. Only you can give that away. It cannot be taken from you. That is how I served without a bond for all these centuries. Honor kept me where I was. Let honor keep you true.
It's been my moral compass for some time.
Tell your sister that as well.
It has not been her moral compass for some time.
It should be. Tell her that is my advice. And as someone who has lived so long.
I will try to pepper it in when I can, but she has been doing pretty well on vindictiveness and vengeance.
Oh, I will have my vengeance in time.
Perhaps
that has
she
nothing
and I
to
can
do
help
with
you.
honor. Honor demands that those who rose up through treachery to be punished for that treachery.
It's true. Loyalty above all else.
And I will not have it said that I turned my back on my own word. We will meet again. Me and hopefully your sister.
Look forward to that night.
I'm going to go see your city. I can't stand his damn rituals of confession. And if I have
You
to
get
listen
used
to
to
that
it.
man talk any more about being chosen of God,
That you don't get used to, but everything else you get used to.
go with honor. Augustine of Clan Lasombra.
Be safe, Lord Montano of Clan Lasombra.
Oh, I am sure your town is safe enough for me. I will refrain from feeding on your subjects. I take a
We can
certain delight
arrange.
in eating
you
his
need.
priests.
Then please, by all means, continue in your delights.
I may be about honor, but do not begrudge me my little petty shots if I have to listen to him for this journey.
We never had this conversation.
Make sure you remember that. And he pulls the
Already
hood up
forgotten.
over and tucks his hand because as dark-skinned as he is, he kind of stands out in your city. Tucks his hands in his robe and leaves.
I will bow respectfully
And I think
until I see that he's gone.
right
I
here.
wanted to have a scene.
Oh, you want to have a scene with
Yes.
Mankata? Okay,
Yes.
let's have you with Mankata in there. Oh, what do you have to confess, my child?
I am not Roman Catholic. However,
You are in my presence. You will.
well, okay, if I must confess to anything, it pleases me very much that the local Orthodox population are calling for St. Olga to give them retribution. There, vanity. It's a sin. And she says, but I want to know what you know. Perhaps you can confess a little something to me about a inquisitor. What was the name again? Because it's scrolled in Zoom chat. Now I can't find it.
It's Father Renzo.
Father Renzo.
Father Renzo.
You ask me questions in your confession.
I have confessed. But I would like to know what you know so that I can eliminate him.
You try my patience, child. Step out of the confession booth, please.
She steps out.
And he steps out as well. In the future, you will not profane the confession box by asking the confessor questions. In
All
that
right.
box, it is about your confessions.
And
not
I
mine.
confessed.
Now, Father Renzo. Can't say I've heard of him. Can't say I've heard of many of them. Me and the church have a difference of opinion on the use of inquisitors. I place blame on that, unfortunately, on other members of our clan. They were supposed to keep the Vatican in control. They were supposed to keep the Pope controlled. And yet they have not.
Yes, I think that they have utterly failed. Perhaps something should be done about that.
Perhaps something will. Unless you believe this talk that Hardestat has
Has what?
of forming some sort of government of our kind to hide what we are amongst the mortals.
That's more Westerner. It's not how things are done here, sire.
It's not how things should be done anywhere. We are chosen by God, though we are cursed. We are part of his plan. And I do not believe that plan is supposed to include having to destroy his own priesthood.
Yes, well.
But survival is survival. And that is also part of God's plan. It is a test to test whether we deserve to survive.
And perhaps he shouldn't send his priests out to burn fishing villages that supply food to my people. And she turns and walks out.
Return to me, my child. I have not dismissed you.
She turns around.
Are you going to walk to him?
No.
Give me a willpower roll, please.
Okay. She is about at wit's end with his bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah.
Only a couple more centuries, and then you guys can
Difficulty's 8.
handle it so good.
Let's see how
So
many you
good.
get against difficulty 8.
We'll get loose. Look at your little sister in on it.
I got
It'll be
2.
great.
You don't want to, but your feet make you walk back over to him.
Oh, she'll do it with her head held high.
I join her. I come, like, I know this is not what she wants to do, so I'm going to come over and just stand with her.
He is being very insulting to her in her fucking city.
I have. I promised you I will not enforce another blood bond on you. But next time I come to your city, daughter, you will show me the proper respect. You will refer to me properly. You will not blaspheme in my presence. Now you may go.
Thank you, Your Magnificence.
She just turns and leaves.
And he watches you go. And now right here, everybody, we're going to go to break. We will be back in 10 minutes. Please enjoy the break, everyone. Welcome back, everybody. Before the break, Olga and Augustine met with Moncada and Montano. And the other 3 went out on a boat and found out, well, they didn't get to fuck the mermaid. They didn't have their flippy floppies, but they did get to see a burnt fisherman's village. So, but before we start this half, Olga, you violated your road tonight. You did treat your superior with disrespect.
I did.
So, you are at 6.
I've already rolled it. I failed.
You failed. So since you failed,
I lose.
you're going to lose a dot in your roll.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Did I go against my path of chivalry?
Or you can
'Cause
give up a dot in one of your conscience, conviction, instinct, self-control if you want, instead of losing your roll.
Nope,
It's up to
I'll
you.
lose the road. Fuck it.
For your chivalry, let's see.
Because
what
5 is treating a superior with disrespect, and I'm at 6. But I don't think I treated him with disrespect.
No, you didn't disrespect him like your sister did.
Yeah. And 6 is failing to come to the aid of another, but I rushed to her side.
You didn't break a sworn oath or break your word, so you're good.
Okay.
Olga is now at 5 on her road. So as Olga and Augustine are going back to their keep, because Moncada is going to stay, of course, with the church grounds down in the crypts.
Perfect.
He has no desire. Oh, he sleeps at holy ground. That's his thing.
Yeah, that's okay.
And I'm going to have Olga and Augustine, you can have a chat as you're going back, and then I'll cut over to the other 3 that they can chat as they're getting off the boat, heading back to the keep.
Are you okay?
She just cuts her eyes over to him. Do you think I am?
No, not at all. But I would like to remind you of something that you said to me. We must bide our time.
I
We have
understand.
won tonight. We have won a major victory. And I think Montano helped with that.
I do understand. I'll be glad when we see the backsides of them leaving.
Of course. Montano did urge me to pass on to you to hold fast to your honor. I told them that you were more about holding on to your vindictiveness and your vengeance than honor.
I do have honor, brother.
Ooh. It is just much lower than your vindictiveness and your desire for vengeance.
And usually my desire for those things is because there is so much dishonor.
Correct. But he also told me that he witnessed the creature that performed the amaranth on La Sombra glowing after the deed.
Did he? And what did he make of that?
He believes that our progenitor is not so lost to the ether.
Of course not. A young one thinks they can take that into themselves and own it? Of course not. They have just given it a new body. The Anarchs are fools. If they perform the Amaranth, they are fools. Because they will only lose themselves in that process.
I was serious when I said that I wish to move amongst them. I wish to lull them into a false sense of security.
You will do what you must.
Those that are the most dangerous must be put down.
They would never once believe I am one of them.
No.
Not when I am on the Council of Ashes.
But it would make for some good drama to have sibling rivalry.
It would indeed.
Openly in the streets.
It would indeed. But not tonight. I'm already short-tempered.
No. I've learned to pick my battles with you.
Because you are proving that you are not an idiot man.
I'm trying.
You're doing well so far.
Would you like to eat before we go back to try to remove some of this frustration?
Oh, no. I'm going to go break things.
Understood.
So as you two are heading up into the keep, we flash over to the other three as you've departed the ship, because I'm sure you're not going to have a conversation on the cargo master's ship.
No.
As you're moving through the underground to return to your keep. I'm saying the underground because I'm pretty sure you wouldn't take to the streets when Mankata's in the city. The underground he's less likely to be in.
At a certain point, I would show him the rough sketch that I had of this leader. Man of excessive conviction. Faith. I felt it.
Zealotry is alive and well.
Of course, and
Found out.
that is the only place you can find zealotry.
At least we have a face to put to it.
This is true.
I find
So
myself
glad.
upset that people who had nothing to do with us were targeted because of this,
They will
as
do
if they
this
had
to
a
the-
choice of where they live.
They will do this to the weak and unfortunate. Why? Because they want to upset them and anger them to turn against us. They are using them as a weapon. You know this.
I say this hoping that the both of you will not spread it to our companions, because I do not mean it in this specific way. But I thought the La Sombra had a handle on the church.
Clearly, they do not.
Clearly.
I mean, look at our sire. I mean, if any person who had a control on the church would have been him, right?
Mhm.
And yet he waddles around and thinks he is all this. No.
How did that go? What did Olga say?
She hasn't said a word to me. That's not good.
No.
I hope they are uninjured. His presence is hard to be around, and I'm sure some scorching could have happened.
If anything would have happened to her physically, I'm sure she would have cried out in pain or something in her mind. And I would have heard that at least. She is quiet as what they say, a George Mouse.
I've spoken to church mice. They're quite talkative.
Okay, some of us can't. Oh, speaking of which, have you turned around to talk to small leg or small crow or small claw?
Not anytime recently.
Because he came over to Eve's and popped on his shoulder for a bit, and we cannot speak to him.
Oh,
I had no idea. I didn't know bird was a language.
It is a language, yes.
if you ever want to learn, I can teach you. It's not hard.
Yes! Oh, sweet God and in all of the heavens, may the Morgaine bless you if you can teach me this bloody trick.
It didn't used to be a problem.
Yes, because there was two of you running around. Now there's only one.
Yeah.
You cannot split yourself up into 4 different places, can you?
Hell, if you wish, I can teach it to everyone amongst us.
I mean, I would go with this, yes.
I also now feel the need. I wonder if Augustine would be amenable to me finding someone to be an informant among the guard. I know that is his jurisdiction, but I feel myself annoyed at the lack of information that I get from that area of the city.
This is fair. I mean, I could tell you everything I learned, but that's about it.
I don't have anyone.
People. Okay. You come with me in a couple of nights, and I will introduce you to everyone I know, which is pretty much half the city. And then you pick on who wish you to learn your information from. How's that?
Okay, that's going to take several nights, but...
But you will learn. You will get the information. How's that?
I'll find someone there.
An enterprising merchant.
Actually, we do have a nice art district that you are a part of.
Yes. I still want to do that community project despite the potential...
Yes.
How do I say it?
Roosters. We just call
roosters.
it the rooster. The rooster wall.
Yes. I mean, if they want to do that, I guess.
Augustine just finds himself a bit impish. I wouldn't take those sorts of offers completely seriously.
It's a Spanish thing that they do. They flaunt around like a what did it go? Trying to remember the English.
Peacock.
Translate. That's it. Yes.
I don't know what you just said.
Peacock. They go rooster with really.
Oh, okay.
Well,
so it's like
one of us can teach you if you wish to learn.
I speak like
I've never
7
been to that area,
languages.
so
Do understand it's a language that causes fury while learning.
No.
Oh.
It was my second language because I was born in Ireland. Oh, German is easy.
So as you all are coming up in the citadel or in your keep area, Olga, what are you breaking? Stumped her there. She has to think about what to break.
What are you not breaking?
I mean, it's not like you all have a bunch of plates down there because you don't eat. So
no, she is probably in the storage room where there's empty casks from the wine, and she's taking her axe to the casks.
So the rest of the group comes in to find Augustine waiting in the main chamber with Olga not around.
Oh.
This is different.
Oh, did you enjoy your boat ride tonight? Was it
Aside-
pleasant?
Aside from some murdered villagers, yes.
Murdered villagers?
Yes,
Fishing
apparently. Yes.
village.
Do not mind
Apparently-
the
Community.
thunking in the background. That is frustrations being let out.
What happened?
Do you know what happened?
Right, because
Moncado.
I saw the whole thing.
I assume their sire is what
Yes.
this is reacting from.
Gwen
You've met him.
Gwen will telepathically tell Olga Olga that they have come back.
In like a minute or two, Olga walks in, her hair is disheveled, and she has her axe in her fucking hand.
Did you do it? I was about to say.
No,
If they did,
I
I would
have
be very
offered
proud.
them hospitality for the night. It is Asaya as well as Moncato, who is child of our
No,
progenitor.
Montano.
Montano, sorry. Montano, who is child of our progenitor, who is using Asaya as probably insurance against the anarchs in the area. Because Asaya is repulsive with his fucking faith
Yes.
and his attitude and ego. But
Ego and gullibility seem to be his flaws.
Anyone that believes in that, I mean, seriously.
Unfortunately,
Olga just looks at you and gives you a dead-ass stare.
And you get back one of the most joy-filled, humane smiles you have seen in a while.
Unfortunately, Moncada has also asked us, since he is so busy with Montano, that we must replace him at the meeting with Nova Arpad. So,
Oh, right, because he can't do his own work.
no, of course.
What a
We will
waste
be
of space.
traveling.
Traveling to Medatius.
Now, that is northeast of your city. It's actually one of the closer cities to you.
Mm-hmm.
And what do we do with the Medatius to this woman?
Nova Arpad is the head of the Council of Ashes.
Hmm.
She is a
Okay.
Ventru.
Ugh,
Hungarian
I'm-
Ventru, yes?
Yes.
I'm
The
even mad
best
disappointed.
Ventru.
She is the reason they are called the Arpad Ventru.
And the one that was ashed within our city was of her line, was he not?
Oh, she's aware.
Oh, no.
I do go to the council meetings, you know.
Of course you do. You save us so much effort with all of this, and we appreciate that.
What would you say is her disposition towards us?
Her disposition towards everyone is that she is better than them.
I have met
Hungarian-
Ventra before.
Perhaps you did not hear when I said she is Hungarian Ventru.
Her
There can be
disposition
outliers.
is she is a fucking beach.
Okay,
Yes.
so you run circles with her with your words, and we just ignore her.
So we shall see what she needs of our sire, since he was dumb enough to use her. And now he owes her.
So we will be traveling, so make any arrangements you need to do.
Oh,
But
don't
we
know
will
how long
leave
we will
after
be.
I see the backsides of our sire and his companion leave in the next night.
Companion?
Yes, Montano.
I do not know this name.
I just told you.
Okay.
Montano was the child of our progenitor that has accompanied him. And
Got you, okay.
Yes, I told you.
Yes.
I'm putting everything together. We had a night.
I understand.
Not happy about this. These people coming with the red cloaks, burning our villages. Especially the fishing ones where we could use the trade.
yes, I did see a glimpse of.
I got the messages. What do you have?
The rough sketch of the leader of this band of
How did you get his face? And she looks at it.
I scrubbed through the rubble, and I just looked deep and see who has been there recent, and I saw
He looked
tired.
He looked the way Toreador do.
That
He
is
did
not
not
how.
know.
That is not always how Toreador do.
I just know that the clan does have the talent.
That is interesting.
It's very
Gives
useful.
me a good read of the location.
And he
Gives me
did a
better
nice
idea.
sketch.
Yes, I see that.
This is only a rough one. I could probably do a few more based on this. Might add in some trees. and
Then
some
let's
fire.
work more on the person, though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Definitely
sorry.
Yes, let's focus on what he looks like.
And that's okay. That's good enough
I
for
have
me
it.
to
It's
spot
right here.
the asshole when we see him.
I mean, looks like any other.
No,
Unless
Did
we have
we-
more.
that
Did we
one
happen
has
to
some
come up with a
fervor to
name?
his eyes.
Yes.
You see it there in the corners.
Now, do we have a name to go with this face?
Father
I can-
Renzo.
Father Lorenzo.
Renzo.
He's-
Father.
Oh, that is an ugly name.
I asked our
Is-
sire if he knew anything about them. He knew nothing. Perhaps he should spend less time in his confessionals. But
He knew
it's-
nothing?
No.
What good is he?
Excellent question.
Okay, good.
This explains why he was so mad at you.
Yes. I mean, if he is going to be using us for hospitality and walking about the place like he fucking owns it, then he can at least answer one fucking question.
If he has no information, he has no use, no purpose. What's the point?
Eve, could you make some copies of this portrait of yours?
I am already planning on this.
Good. I would like to pass them to the guards.
Good idea.
Perhaps we will run across him and his band of miscreants in our journeys.
I felt very unclean when I
Oh.
was seeing this film.
First time being around someone who has real faith.
Yes, you described it to me not too long ago, and
You felt
I
that
can
faith through the remnants of those buildings. You felt that faith.
it must have touched the ruins. Yes, the actions.
Hmm.
That was the first feeling. That was immediate.
Well,
That
as
might be
long
on
as this
par with
one isn't a
Moncada.
mage and she looks to Augustine, it should be
Oh.
fairly easy.
Yeah. I only hope that they're getting easier to kill and not harder. This one might be a faith lupine.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, I didn't get that, but
You say such things to curse us with this.
Well. Yes, so prepare your stuff this evening. Tomorrow night we will depart.
excellent. Can't wait back to be on the road.
Snatcher, do you have anyone that we can, that with wings that we can send forward to let Miss Arpad know that we are coming?
I can gather some birds if need be. I don't necessarily know if Small Claw or Small Talon, whatever his name is, will do that.
Doesn't have to be special birds. It could just be regular birds.
I can find a bird.
I just don't want to march into this woman's city and have it be misread.
Olga will take out
Oh,
some
no.
paper and write out a note to Nova Arpad stating that
And-
we are coming as representatives of Moncada.
And Snatcher will get a crow.
And you know her mansion is actually at the outskirts
Mhm.
of the town, or the city.
And she will give the scroll to Snatcher and be like, her mansion is on the outskirts of the city.
And I'll send off a blackbird that direction.
Okay. So you all are going to prep for your journey to head up to Medeash. How big of an entourage are you taking?
I'm going to leave that up to the La Sombra. All of my people are staying in the city.
Same.
Because there's
I might
two
take
different
one
thoughts.
wall.
You go with a big one, draws a lot of attention to yourselves. But if you go with a smaller one, you don't have as much extra on hand to deal with things, depending. But then again, bringing a small army into her city might not go over very well either.
Olga
And we're
looks to
not going
Augustine and
over
says,
far.
perhaps a small squad. And
Of course.
Olga will also take her guards, which are ghouls.
I will have Mario pick out the best ones.
Oh, I'll also, I do it for every travel thing we do, but I'll also bring a decent contingent of rats.
Just bring one guard. That's mine.
Okay.
It's not overly far, right? The city.
I mean, it's still, this is the Dark Ages. It's still a slow travel because
Right.
The guards can't run all day and all night. They normally move during the day, and at night when they stop for rest is when you all get up and then you go to bed when, it'll take you a couple days.
I want to see if I have any maps of this area that I have. Maybe shortcuts.
Well, considering you have
Or
to
at
ride
least-
in covered wagons, you don't want to use shortcuts for this part because it'll make the wagon travel difficult. The best bet is take the main trade road because it'll lead right to it.
Okay. Well, I'll have maps in case anyway.
Well, you may need maps if you have to escape from something.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So you're gathered up your group. I'm looking at our time. We got time to go on. Good. The next night, right as the sun sets, Moncada and Montano depart. Don't even say a word. Just you get word from the guards that just after sun set, they set out on the road, heading east.
That's not the direction we're going in, right?
No, you're going off the northern roads.
Okay. Whew.
And you all set out. As I was saying, the guards and your drivers travel by day, set up camp each night. The first night goes without really any incident. But on the second night, you're gathered around the fire. Well, not around the fire. You don't get that close to it. But where the light of the fire you can at least see. What is everybody doing in this second night of camp?
I probably do what I usually do on the road. Stopping if there was any hidden paths, I would try to.
So
map
you're
it out
moving
for
around
us.
outside the campsite, checking to
Not-
see if there's other roads
Right,
and other places you haven't gone.
I might have missed some different travels as well.
What's everybody
definitely-
else do?
I'm predominantly just conversing with the rats, making sure that they're taken care of as best they can. Probably have a couple following Eve just so they can report back if he gets in trouble or something. And then have them placed to watch around the perimeter and shit too.
Okay. Augustine, Olga, and Gwen, what are y'all doing?
I'll be soft sparring with Mario.
Okay.
I'll be sparring with my ghoul.
Okay. Olga?
I'm sitting within the firelight looking at my locket.
Okay. When you got it, I will say that it had nothing in it. It was clear inside. Though this night by the firelight, it does appear a vague portraits on one side. You think it's a woman. Black hair. Could be you. It's hard to tell. Snatcher, you're rats. One of them comes up to you and tells you that there's something moving outside the camp that they can't see. They know it's there, but they can't see it.
I'm gonna have one of them. I'm gonna hide myself so that whatever would be there wouldn't see me, and then I'm gonna have one of them lead me back to that area.
Okay.
And then I'll also probably as I pass, I'll if Gwen's got a break with her ghoul, I'll definitely whisper about what I'm doing, where I'm going, just so I'm not disappearing for out of nothing.
She'll head in that general direction with her ghoul. Not at the ready, but hiding their weapons in case they have to be ready.
Eves, you're outside the camp, checking around it when there's a cough from behind you.
Turn around to see.
There's a man behind you. It's a monk's habit. He's got a traveling Bible that you can tell. It's got the cross emblazoned on it. He's wearing it slung. It's got, a strap to hold it so that he can have it at hand and pull it up. Almost looks like a traveler's pouch, except for it's a bound book. Sorry to trouble you. I see you have a camp.
Yes. Where did you come from? Where'd you...
That's an interesting question. Where did I come from? The West? London?
What?
I think I was in... No. France. Yes, I was in France last.
Really? What did you do there? If I ask.
I spread word of the plague. Brought the tidings of God to the people. Told them of what was happening in other places, other cities.
They take your word?
As much as anyone's in these dark times. I'm sorry to bug you. May I share your campfire for a few hours?
I am going to, at first, I guess while he's trying to describe, what was it
The
called?
guy, he's got his monk's hood pulled, though you can see bits of long hair poking under it.
No, read the soul.
Read the soul. Ah, very good. I like that. You got a handy person added to the group for everybody, don't you? Go ahead and roll Perception. Empathy, difficulty 8.
Ooh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Nice.
Gwen, did you have read the Scry the Soul too?
I do indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. So you're handy too?
Well, she's
have
got
two
it too,
hands.
so that's a double team. That gives all the
Oh.
information.
We
the
tag
Eiffel
team.
Tower, the Eiffel Tower of Soul Scritching.
Gross.
Okay.
Wow.
So I have
Wow.
8 dice, so
Let's see.
3.
3 successes. Let's see. You get the shade, the main color, and color patterns. Okay.
Okay.
So,
Gotta look it up what that each color means.
yep.
We
It's
do
right
have
there.
a
And you
chart
can get it right
somewhere.
from the book or right from the same thing inside the inside Foundry. I will say this. He's pale, very pale. So that would mark him as vampire for sure.
Okay.
His main color, though, he's got a mottled, shifted color. He seems confused. But at the same time, there's a streaks of the light blue, which he's very calm right now, but confused.
He would like to step in our far light and meet the the rest of my companions.
Thank you. Please lead the way.
I keep a sharp eye around me still.
And as you're coming out, you're met by Gwen. Unless, Gwen, did you obfuscate?
I did not.
Okay. Snatcher, did you obfuscate?
I did.
Okay. So, Eves, as you're coming back, Gwen is there with a ghoul, couple rats. And Snatcher, what is your level of obfuscate?
I have 5 dots in obfuscate, and then if you need my stealth, I have 5 dots for that too.
Remember in this edition, whether someone can see through obfuscate is directly who has more auspex than you have obfuscate.
Right.
So his eyes look, this individual's eyes look to Gwen's. Greetings, fair lady.
Greetings, sir. What are you doing in this fine night?
Traveling, spreading the news.
Of what?
Goings on in other places, other cities. Spreading
Any
the word
news?
of God. Most people don't seem to care about the word of God here, but
You are in Orthodox country, sir.
Yes.
It depends.
I realize that. Far from home, but I go where my feet take me.
I see. And you come across our good friend here?
Yes. I didn't want to startle him, so I made sure he was aware of my presence.
Ah, this is wise of you. What is your name, sir? I did not catch it.
My name?
Yes?
What is my name? Hard to make
Excellent question.
sense. What is my name? You can call me Brother Twitch.
Okay, Brother Twitch. Not a father? You're just a brother?
Just a brother.
I see. Do you want to come to our table for a moment?
For a few hours, just to share your light. Tell you what news I have.
Cholokti is like, good? Okay.
Storyteller.
Yes. His eyes
have
have
to
not cut to you at all, by the way.
Mm-hmm. I have to preface this with a very simple sentence. I am not a Tremere. But am I at the very least getting similar sorts of energy and vibes to how Chronicler was?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
So I can't quite tell if I'm looking at a descendant or anything like that?
Nope.
Does he seem fairly fresh, or does he seem like he's been Canite for a little while?
Hard to tell. He does seem to be blinking. He does have a lot of human motion still. You do have a nice campfire. May I be so bold? And the rest of you see him coming in behind Gwen and Eves. You don't see Snatcher because none of y'all can pierce his obfuscate.
I'm actually going to go and sit near, but not quite next to Olga, and pop back into view.
Startled me.
My apologies.
With a face like that, you really should not hide yourself. You should proclaim it to everyone.
This is what we tell him, but he is a very naughty boy.
I travel the road a lot, and uniqueness is important.
Who is this new face?
His name is
Brother Twitch.
Brother Twitch.
Like the action?
I think so.
To twitch?
I think so.
Do you twitch?
It's fuzzy. It's hard to remember. I think I was called that because the friar was always mad at me for not sitting still.
They are always upset when you don't sit still.
Yes.
They haven't changed.
I think so.
As if stillness equates attention.
Please have a
Yeah, this
seat
is true.
by our fire.
Oh, thank you. And not too close.
Of course.
I find I
Never.
don't enjoy the warmth of a fire like I used to.
Next to me is close enough.
Of course. And you are?
Olga.
That name's familiar for some reason.
Yes. It is revered in the Orthodox Church.
Hmm.
They named me saint.
And the rest of your companions? I gave my name and I have not gotten theirs.
Justine.
Peregrine.
Eve.
I am Snatcher.
Very odd collection of individuals.
I'm looking at him. Does he have similar behavior patterns to my Malkavian friend?
Not that you've seen so far, though he does appear. I mean, let's see. Let me see one of your rolls here, because you need to try to suss him out a little. I'm not going to go bullshit roll, because it's not a bullshit roll. But you might want
Is
to
he
do.
giving like Anatoly vibes?
I want to do wits expression.
Sure.
Okay.
I will let you roll that. That sounds good.
How do I do this?
You can just click on expression on the character sheet,
Oh, that's it. Okay.
and it'll pop it up for you.
It's a
Okay.
shame so many of us dislike Tremere, otherwise it would be really easy to tell what clan people are.
That is 3 successes.
3 successes. He has the vagueness, the confusion that you've seen in other Clan of the Moon, other Malkavians.
And she just kind of looks at him, not blinking, almost studying him a little bit, and says, "Are you new to the moon, friend?"
It's hard to remember. God blessed me for centuries, and then something changed. I suddenly could no longer eat food,
Hmm.
had to drink the holy sacrament
Yes.
of life.
Mm-hmm.
Most upsetting, actually. I think I was upset.
You do get used to it with time.
It's hard to make sense of everything right now. I'm not sure who I am.
Have
It
you been
takes
on the road
time.
long?
Yes, I've come from, I think it was France, I said. Yes.
Have you eaten recently?
Oh, yes, I've fed off of various things I found along the way.
Hmm.
But I bring you news. You wish to hear news of what's going on?
Certainly, if that is what you have come to do.
Oh. There's great unrest in the West.
Hmm.
The Court of Roses is Court of Love? Roses? Love?
Court of Love.
Yeah. It has come into hard times.
Hmm.
The power they once held is greatly reduced. Most of everyone has seemed to have recovered from the plague that came through, thankfully. But now our kind seem to be having an issue with children rising up against those who brought them. I hear of great issues, both in, what was the town? Biztriz, I believe it was called.
Really?
Yes, it seems the local lord there has moved his court.
Where on earth to?
Keep up in the past somewhere.
Oh, funny that. We ensured that got built.
Oh, I'll make a note of that.
Yes, he gave us a city for it.
The Inquisition is entered these lands and are spreading their fire and brimstone.
Yes.
And it makes no sense to me. My faith doesn't allow for that. It seems wrong. One of the commandments is thou shalt not kill.
Yes, murder is a grievous sin.
And yet they are killing.
Indeed, they are.
They believe it's righteous.
I don't understand
Justified.
it.
Their hypocrisy knows no bounds.
Those with true mortality often find themselves wanting to meet their maker one way or another.
But violence begets violence.
Indeed.
Of
Mhm.
course.
Indeed, it does.
In time, they will go too far, push too hard,
Hmm.
and everything they visited on others will be visited back to them. That
This is the way of things.
is,
The vicious cycle.
Amen.
yes. What? It seems strange. I've never seen a group of our kind, so many in one spot. We seem to be rather solitary creatures. Am I wrong?
We all have our own interests, but we find that our interests align well together in tandem.
I believe some travelers to our city once referred to it as coterie. I'm not sure if the word has caught on elsewhere.
Or ruling by council, as it were.
Coterie is an old word.
It is.
A very old word.
Some of
Coming
us
back
are
into
very
use.
old.
It's funny how some of the old words are being used. I've heard rumors of something called a camarilla.
I haven't heard this word in years. Well, centuries.
It sounds,
Old word.
Spanish.
yes,
Okay.
incredibly Spanish. And Snatcher will just very quickly look at Augustine like,
Yeah,
do you have
I'm like-
sort of any idea?
Yeah, we're all looking at Augustine right now.
Yeah, probably at the same time.
It's pronounced camarilla, but yes.
Maria.
I've never had a flair for languages.
Hmm.
What is the key to survival then? How do you survive in a group when everything I've seen our kind are prey on each other as much as the mortals?
I suppose it depends on if you find yourself able to get along. If not, tolerance. If you can, acceptance is the way that I've often seen it.
It's a matter of respect.
That is the foundation that this has been built on.
There are flaws to it, of course.
Each of us are capable in our strengths. And each other support where we have weakness. And it is having respect for each other and the strengths that we have unified that allow us to not only endure each other's company, but to thrive amongst our company.
I'm not sure respect is in my path.
Perhaps not.
It is not for everyone.
And you should not ally yourselves with fellow Cainites haphazardly.
Many do not have it in their paths. Even those that claim that it is.
I find myself doing what I've done for centuries, even now after this change. I go city to city and tell people of what I've seen, what I've heard.
Yes, we have heard of the child raising arms up against their sires. It is happening here as well.
Although the conflicts here are quick and brutal, the Cleansamisi takes no quarter.
True.
Does the whispering bother you?
Oh, you speak of the one in the earth.
No, not that.
What?
Here.
Oh no, that is unique to your clan.
I find when I'm around, not in every city, but in some cities, the whispering is louder. Out here, I don't hear much of anything.
Perhaps if you are around others of your clan, it gets louder.
Do you know if you've met any more of your clan?
No, not that I know of. Most seem to avoid me. They don't. Some don't see me. Some see me as less.
If you can ever make it to Belgrade, I will introduce you to one of your clan who will see you and speak with you.
Belgrade.
Provide at least a little bit of clarity.
Which way is that?
South of here.
That way is south. And he actually points north.
No, the opposite way.
This way.
Maybe that's where my feet will take me.
Perhaps.
Do you have a compass?
No.
Here, take mine.
He takes it, looks at it.
It's not to tell your feet where to go, but at least once you get to where your feet take you, you can see which direction you are facing.
Yes.
Show me how to use
One
this.
moment.
Of course. And Gwen will give him a 10-minute demonstration of how to use a compass if he needs it.
Here's this revolutionary invention.
I will go to my pack and see if I have one of the many copies of maps I have, at least of the local area, and show him where you are here, and this is where we came from.
And he looks at it, and you see him staring at it for a little bit. Okay. Yes. Now that makes sense.
Keep it.
I don't need it. I'll remember it now.
As you wish.
Okay.
You said it was Brother Twitch, not Father Twitch?
I am a monk. I was a monk. I think I was a monk. I think I am a monk.
You consider yourself one?
Excuse me?
Do you consider yourself a brother or a monk still?
I don't know what I am. I don't know who I am.
May God grant you the time to figure that out.
I hope so.
Brother Twitch, I don't mean to be forward, but Eve is a magnificent painter. Could we perhaps sketch your picture? We don't often sit across from civilized Canaanites. I would like to immortalize this encounter.
I remember from my missionary work some unfortunate souls that thought if you drew their picture, it would take their soul. Do we have souls?
That is a question for you and God.
I believe we do.
I don't think God speaks to me anymore.
Those might be the whispers.
Now that is an interesting thought.
And if I may offer unsolicited advice, Twitch, if you do not know who you are, then simply construct who you want to be.
This is true.
Mm-hmm.
Tabula rasa, clean slate.
Now that sounds promising. I didn't think of it that way. I get to start over and be...
Whomever you wish to be.
And who
That
says you
goes
have
too
to
fast.
stop at one change? You could repeat this. Become whoever you needed to be.
Yes.
You have centuries.
I like that. What better way to gather information by being somebody else? See things through
Other eyes.
and other perspectives.
There's always another perspective to everything.
I knew my feet took me here for a reason. I go where they lead.
It's because you put one in front of the other, my friend.
Would you like a sketch of who you are now and to reflect upon the future? This is who I was, or who I will want to be again.
Oh,
Sure.
That way you don't lose yourself in the process.
an anchor
An
for your
anchor
ship.
for you.
You remember all of this?
Yes. My memory gets cloudy still sometimes, so please. I will. And he gets there and he looks, and then he kind of slouches a bit and turns his head. Is this a good pose?
Perfect.
It is the
It
new you,
is.
I guess. Maybe that is the new you. And I begin.
Okay.
If it is
And-
comfortable for you, then it is the best pose.
When you're done your photo or your sketch of him and drawing of him, yep, he departs your campfire. And I'll give you all one more scene before we end the episode.
I don't normally like to draw people, except exceptional individuals.
I think he proved to be an exceptional individual.
And those
It's
that pay me.
rare.
It is now also the third Malkavian that we have just randomly encountered upon travel.
True, but
It
was
almost feels
nice.
it almost feels a tradition at this point.
It definitely does.
I might have encountered one of you in my mortal days.
Yeah, it's possible.
It seems they have wandering spirits.
I still feel. I never said it out loud, but I felt as if there were similarities to Brother Twitch and Chronicler. Eve, I don't believe we've mentioned that one to you. It was a Malkavian who said he simply learned new things and recorded. We did not get a name. That was...
Goodness.
100 years ago.
Yeah.
Has it already been 100?
Yeah.
But yeah,
At
it
least.
has been 100, yes. I remember that trip well.
The years, they pass so quickly.
They do.
I'm so used to Anatoly and his whole energy that anytime someone like this Brother Twitch comes along, it's just so refreshing.
It is.
Also, he doesn't come around with Lucita, which is so helpful.
Oh, you don't like to see your baby sister?
The peace of mind that brings.
I will tell you, brother, our baby sister is becoming a fine La Sombra.
Yes, but from what I've noticed, anytime that she is around,
She
He
brings
quickly-
him.
he quickly comes following. So
Mhm.
Is he a puppy or something to her?
Not in the slightest.
I think she
Hey,
basically gods him.
And I must say, your little sister weathers a greater storm than I realized.
Oh? Why? What is this?
And nothing that is for me to share.
A
You can ask her
sire
if you speak
is
with her.
an abusive piece of shit.
It makes me long for Goratrix. The more I hear about him,
There's a reason I could barely contain myself with him.
I was happy to see the both of you instead of one of you and a pile of ash.
This is true.
I
That
was
was
prepared
that was to be expected,
Yes,
given
there was
how you talk of him.
I was
when you
prepared not
spoke
to
of a
come back.
silence.
I couldn't
Yes.
hear with everyone talking. What?
Go ahead, Eve.
Oh, Gwen spoke of a silence between in communication, and then you weren't there when
I did
we
not
arrived.
trust in my emotional state to be able to communicate with Gwen without giving a tell.
It's fine.
I was able to receive. Thank you for the information.
No problem.
But I did not trust, based on how he had insulted us, that I would be able to pull it off. And I did not want to reveal to him that we have that kind of capability.
This is true.
It's dangerous.
He finds out what I know. I can't tell him everything.
He already
I'm not
knew
able
you all
to.
were on a boat.
No,
But,
who didn't?
because he asked where you were, and I said there's other business because it is a growing city. There's things to do.
The pagan is still pagan. All hail the mother.
I will admit I have drifted from my faith quite significantly since my embrace.
You?
Never.
No.
So have I.
I just know
Well,
that
here.
I would feel somehow even more disgust at my existence if I were around him, so I was quite happy to not be.
I mean, he radiates that shit and expects everyone to be able to be all,
I will.
Either that or he
him,
wants
and not the good
us to
way.
cower.
I will forever crawl to the mother and of the Morgan forever. I
Yes.
will not drift from the faith, but
We are the ones that are forced to bear his presence, and as long as we can do it, we will save you the agonization of it.
we support you in this, just so you know that you two going to see him. We do not do. We are grateful for you doing it.
Of course.
Yes. It's
Of
understood.
course.
You are both a bulwark of shadow.
Not wrong. Though I heard that it was quiet, so I just said that I hadn't heard anything, but I knew that you were still okay.
Because the connection was still there.
Yes. So I did not, there was nothing really to report, and I'm glad that you heard what I had to say so that you knew what to ask. That was perfect.
Yes. How dare I ask a question when he is using our hospitality? Fuck him.
Not in a million years. I will die a virgin over that.
I wouldn't do
Again.
that. I wouldn't do that kind of charity. But
No, we do not do charity. We never do charity. This is not our way.
He used the bond in a way that is unbecoming of our kind,
yes, he did.
and I did not
So
like
glad I
that.
don't have that anymore.
It almost makes one sympathize with the anarchs, if only they weren't so sloppy.
Just
This is
because
true.
I wish him to be Ash does not mean I'm an anarch. It just means he isn't worthy.
Speaking of, one of the selling points of us not adhering to the bond is that I wish to move amongst the anarchs. I wish to find out who is going to be the most trouble to deal with, and as such, I must be able to besmirch my maker in front of them. But since
That is clever.
Saint Olga is the vision and face of our city, there may be some times where we do not agree openly for the populace's
And
sake.
when they call for you to destroy your sister to prove your loyalty to the cause?
We will cross that bridge when we get to it. But I know,
Let me make a note.
I know as of right now that if you were asked to kill me, I like to think that you wouldn't.
She looks like she's actually having to think about it, but she says, I would not, brother. You still have potential.
And all of us have art that we can turn around to craft to either help you in secret or help in whatever actions you need. To pull it off, I mean, you're talking about spying and all of this stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
you have Snatcher's name written all over this.
Yeah, if only somebody had learned something from that Ravnos that we were so friendly with. And I just slowly turn to Snatcher.
As Snatcher smiles, I would like Storyteller to make his teeth, his sharp lizardy teeth, reflect the night sky.
I sort of like, I was kind of continuing the sketch of Brother Twitch, but I'm like, huh. Take another slide paper, and I'm like, I start something new.
And then by running my very dark forked tongue over my teeth, it goes back to regular sharp teeth.
Good, you learned something instead of just making kissy faces.
But I'm sure the kissy faces were fun.
I don't know, maybe he was...
I
Maybe
will
he's doing the
honor.
kissy faces to you, Augustine.
I will do my best to utilize this power in honor of her memory.
You know what would
And-
be dangerous for you, Snatcher, is to take that power and then take one of those new Simitsi powers of the flesh crafting. That could be very dangerous for someone like you to have.
I wonder what Zamisi would be willing. That is their art. Clans do not give up such power easily. It would be as if I asked you to teach me how to control the shadows.
No, you have very different control of the shadows, my friend.
In that they ignore me. I will consider it.
Perhaps there's some Zamitsi Anarch that just needs to get et.
We don't know which
That-
kind of anarchy it was that took out your friend.
It would be fortuitous for me to learn that. I would say if you happen to find any information on an anarch who killed a Ravnos, please do inform me.
Of course. It's top of my list.
So as the group settles down, as Eves is making additional pictures, they've met Moncada, Montano, at least two of them did. The other three were conveniently not in the city, but they also found out Father Renzo was a problem. And they met, well, a relatively young Malkavian. This is where I think we'll end this episode. I will say, it's now canon that the reason he does what he does
Is this
is
coterie?
this coterie, and the reason his obfuscate does not change his face is because of a picture drawn by Eves.
Mm-hmm.
When he changes Mask of 1,000 Faces, it changes only his clothes, never his face.
Look at us establishing lore.
Look at
Wow.
it. Look at it.
Retroactively.
Eat
It was-
that shit up.
It was a picture by a toreador in the 14th century
Yep.
that cemented his face.
That cemented who he
15th.
really is.
15th century.
15th century. Yeah, 15th. That cemented his face. And I'd like to thank my players. This episode, everybody gets. I'm going to give 4 XP this episode. Give a bonus
I'll be
XP.
damned.
Because you had a smart plan to avoid Moncada from the three who did not want to meet him. Olga pushed the line but did not cross it because he would have fucked her up.
Oh, yeah. He totally would have.
And Montano would have felt obligated to jump in because it's another chance of the children taking on their sire, and he gets a little pissy at that.
Just a wee bit pissy.
Just a little bit pissy. So I'll give everybody 4 tonight.
Nice.
Man, you're meeting all the names in this chronicle, aren't you? And welcome to the Dark Ages. This is the...
Next session, it's Nova Arpad.
Yep.
That bitch.
Yay.
This is an era where the legends walked the world,
Uh-huh.
whether they knew they were legends yet or not.
And I'm totally thinking eventually Olga gets fucking murdered by Marcus Vitale because he steals her locket.
Oh, God. Either that or he just says give, and you're like, you know what? Yeah,
Yeah, sure. Here you go.
We'll see. We shall see. Unless there's more than one of those lockets. Because as you'll recall, he did not have the locket originally.
No, he didn't. It was given to it was a Tremere.
He took
that
it
had it.
off of Marissa's body
Yes, he did.
after he killed her.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
She's the gargoyle maker, right?
No, Marissa
No,
was
sorry.
Prince of DC.
She was Tremere Prince of DC.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right.
modern day.
stuff.
That
Mhm.
he thought he loved. Betrayed her anyway.
Probably for the damn locket.
And took the locket off her body. Mm-hmm.
I mean, La Sombra should betray someone for that. That's useful.
Mm-hmm. That's all DC by night lore. That's, nothing to do with this. Please, everybody, join us on the Discord. The cast of this show comes from the Discord. Even our brand new cast member right down here, whose picture is finally up here in the cycle. So, Eves is bringing some new stuff. Yes, both of you have, the soul, but I mean, Spirit's touch. Come on.
Oh, no doubt on that one.
Gwen's not going to have the XP anymore because she got blood sorcery shit, and now she's forever XP starved. Because
You
blood
say
sorcery
that.
takes, and thaumaturgy takes all your XP.
You say that, but I have a plan.
Yeah, so you spend all your XP. Got it.
Shh.
We also do Zoom Hangouts once in a while when we, have the spoons. Maybe we'll do one this week because we're not streaming this Friday. Well, maybe not Friday because I know you have a thing, but maybe Saturday we'll do it. Maybe not. Actually, we have a meeting with somebody Saturday. She's going to try to make it. That's right. So maybe we'll do one Saturday. We'll see. It depends on the spoons.
We'll see, because I'm doing basically streaming shit every night.
See, there's the problem, Sometimes we do non-streamed games. It's pretty rare, mainly because of our schedule. We need breaks too. But, join us on Discord. Pop over to our YouTube. Our YouTube is where you can catch all the back episodes of this, Windy City, where you'll find out more about your boy Twitch, brother Twitch in this era. You'll also be able to see, Demon, Changeling, run by Maddox down there, Mage, run by Ravnos Archon over there. Soon you'll be able to see another Vampire Chronicle, run by Junie down there. I mean, man, we got all the World of Darkness content and a bunch of independent stuff, including Old Gods, which there's a new Kickstarter for them for more stuff for Old Gods. I jumped in on that, of course, because we like some Old Gods. So yeah, check that out. If you want to see Call of Cthulhu or D&D 5e, go over to Ishvel. That's our wonderful, I can't talk, Dr. Tiss, our keeper. She's our European GM, so she runs Call of Cthulhu, and Verlin will tell you that when you get to the schedule, but trust me, they're up to all the no good. You want to see our friends? Check out our friends. Junie Von Esch down here. What do you got going on, Junie?
Well, I make things because I like to. I turn around and, strangle yarn because I can. I also turn around and do merch because I'll be drawing again rather soon. I will be turning around on Saturday night starting on September 7th, running a Vampire Chronicle here with Mama, Maddox, and several other people in Stories of Chicago back in 2010.
Yeah, y'all got a whole bunch of troublemakers.
Yes, I do. Plus, I'm also on somebody else's channel when he starts to do things again. No rush, no rush at all. But I'm a little bit of a chaos gremlin on his channel too, which leads you to...
Yep. Ravnos Archon. I know right now you're not streaming, but hey, check out Ravnos Archon's channel. He runs his own games over there when he's not streaming and playing with us. We seem to take a bit of his time, but let everybody know your plans there.
I appreciate you guys, and I keep waiting for you to say no to any of my crazy ideas, and you never do. So then I have to actually write them out and run them. But I do run stuff on my channel. I'm hoping to be back up by the middle of October. Things are rough right now, but TTRPG stuff over there, Vampire, Werewolf, Wild West, Legend of the Five Rings, 7th Sea, and hopefully Old Gods, if I can get a new cast for that. But otherwise, you can catch me here, being the lovable scamp that I am on Wednesdays. And sometimes I pop in on Fridays for Kansas City to antagonize everyone there.
Yeah. Is it? No, you're trust me. Sometimes we have whole episodes go by where, Merlin's character doesn't bitch about her brother. Sometimes a whole episode.
There's been more of those lately. There's bigger fucking fish to fry.
That's fine. The Glasswalker will just tease you even more.
Instead, there's a lot more bitching about Bo's brother.
Yeah. And Old Man Nelson. Yeah.
Old Man Nelson. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Also, check out our other friends. Mischievous Red, she streams when life allows. I think she's doing Final Fantasy right now.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Rerolls. Because if you go and follow Rerolls on Sunday, you will see Mama playing Call of Cthulhu on Rerolls channel.
At 4:30 Eastern.
Eastern, yep.
4:30 p.m. Eastern on Sundays.
And if you're on our Discord, you'll get notified when his stream starts. You can pop over there.
Mm-hmm.
Watch Mama get into all the trouble with another person you see on our Call of Cthulhu. Not just Ree, who's on Call of Cthulhu, but Showtime Demon.
Showtime Demon.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Who is always a troublemaker in games.
Always, but he is the bestest.
Yeah. He's a troublemaker. You want to get some merch, get some studio merch, pop over to our Zazzle store. Sign in so you can see the Camp Wish a Motherfucker Would Camp Counselor t-shirt. Add to it. We're not big on the merch thing because we don't really make much money on it. I don't think we set the profit margin, or our portion is so low that we don't even make the payout levels yet because, we don't make much off it. That's not our thing. We're not doing this to make a lot of money. Trust me. Well, shit, we lost a player. We lost Junie. But I can fix that for now while we wait for her to see if she shows back up. Watch this. I'll go right here. And I'll go this. And we'll do that. There we go. Oh, nope. Wrong person. Let me drag these around until I find it disappears. No. Wow. There it is.
Wow. Okay.
There we go. I figured it out. See? So we're not having half a snatcher who's muted. And there she's going to come back.
Honestly, better at the end of the episode than the beginning.
Yes, it is. It's better on the outro.
What?
Here we go. I'll let her back in. See what happens? This is what happens.
Sorry.
Hey. Oh, man.
This is what happens when you do shit live, everybody. Fuck it. We do it live.
I was parroting for a second.
I'm not looking forward to saying Augustine's full name.
Yeah, you don't want to intro that way. Dear God. Bits and donations, everybody. If you want to give something to the players of the streams, bits and donations that go to the players, not to the studio. We only have to take taxes out because, dear God, we pay enough taxes already. Mm-hmm. For those of you on the Discord, you'll know because I bitched about it a lot. If you want to give to the studio, subscribe on Twitch. Twitch takes half, but at least you get no ads.
True.
Because ads in a TTRPG stream, I'm not going to lie, it sucks.
And if you have Amazon Prime, you get one free subscription a month. You might consider giving that to us just so you can watch this ad-free.
Yep. And other ways to support the studio, you can go to our KoFi. They don't take half. Or, money's tight. I understand that. I don't ask people to spend money they don't have. So free way for you, the viewer, to support the studio is to pop over to YouTube, like the videos, comment on the videos, subscribe to the channel. All that drives up our engagement. We might make $28 in a month on YouTube. Maybe. Hey, it is what it is. TTRPG.
So not making bank.
Yeah, TTRPG streams are a niche, and Vampire and World of Darkness is a niche within a niche, and we get niche within a niche within a niche pay.
I love this shit.
Yeah. And now I can turn it over. Pie. Yeah, we get niche cubed.
Yeah.
Pay. And now I'll turn it over to my lovely wife for her to give the schedule.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for episode 2 of season 4 of Vampire the Masquerade Dark Ages, the Transylvania Chronicles. Oh, Lordy. Poor Olga had a rough fucking night. Lost a mark on her fucking humanity path.
You only have to deal with a Ventrue next episode. You'll be fine.
I'll be fine.
We'll hire some minstrels so you can give you something to break. You'll be fine.
I think she'll be safer next episode because I don't think she has to acknowledge that Nova Arpad is her superior.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Yeah. And so that'll be fun. But yeah, so thank you for joining us. Coming up, on Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern. We have Call of Cthulhu 7E. It is Call of Cthulhu weekend if you join us here at 3 p.m. Eastern on Saturday with Tiss and her crew of intrepid investigators playing in Victorian-era London.
But this is the week they're mundane people. They're not the investigators.
Right. They're mundane people this time. Oh my gosh, that is going to be tragic. But anyway...
Your Annie better get killed. That's all I'm saying. Your Annie better get killed. I've been trying to get him killed, and he hasn't died yet.
Going to be tragically hilarious. But go ahead.
And bonus points if he dies by fondue.
Cheese murder. Yeah, so that's 3 p.m. Eastern on Saturday. Then, of course, you can find me at Reroll's Twitch channel at 4:30 p.m. on Sunday. We're playing Call of Cthulhu there. We are doing, I can never pronounce it, the Mass of... Nyarlathotep. There you go. Yep, that's the one. So that's what we're playing. We're doing the intro Peru part of the campaign right now, and I'm not sure any of us are gonna make it out of there. We're already talking about taking down the fucking things that have hired us for this. We've only played one session.
All I can say is enjoy having a lot of symbols imprinted on your mind that you can't seem to stop thinking about.
So that's that. And then, of course, next week, we have the next session of this on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern.
More adventures in the year 1413.
Yeah.
And in case people are wondering, it's cheese murder. Do you know why? Because it's fun to do.
It is fun to do. Yes. But after Wednesday, y'all, you want to tune in both Friday and Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern, because that's when we're starting up Queen's Gambit on Friday.
Friday the 6th.
Mm-hmm. And Junie's Vampire the Masquerade V5 Hidden City, which is set in 2010 in Chicago during Prince Peterson's rule. That's going to be Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. So
I might want to hurry up and get some intros made, huh?
Yeah, you might.
Oh, man.
And just not been having
We're
the
at Queen's
spoons.
Gambit already?
Yeah, I haven't had the spoons. It happens, okay?
Yeah. So, yep, that's coming up next week. So we got lots of good shit for y'all.
Yeah. Telling you, on the 6th, 2 weeks for the 6th. Week and a half.
Week and a half.
Yep. Queen's Gambit's going to be fun for the viewers here who hadn't heard of it. We're doing 5 splats, 5 different storytellers, 1 storyline.
Mm-hmm. All set in Milwaukee under Queen Jackie's vampire rule, but there's other supernaturals that exist in that area, so they all got to play a part in this story.
Yep.
Oddly enough, Beatles Spock is framed by the Queen's Gambit storytelling crew.
Yeah. You're going to get to see 1 story built around Milwaukee in the Null Zone with Changeling, Wraith, Vampire the Masquerade, Mage, and Werewolf, all telling a single story. 5 storytellers. We've got like 20 some odd different people as cast.
Yep.
And each part is going to be a little...
The Onyx Path for the raid. We are doing our outro now. We are closing up because we just finished this session.
But we're doing Transylvanian Chronicles. So if you like Transylvanian Chronicles, you can go to Drive Through RPG. That's Onyx Path.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of theirs.
Yeah.
Because this is Dark Ages. This is the V20 era.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, seriously, Queen's Gambit is going to be interesting because we're the first time I've ever tried to coordinate 5 splats with 5 storytellers in 1 story. Each storyteller gets to do their own thing, but it's up to me at the end to tie it all together.
Mm-hmm.
And since one of them is Wraith, bad things are going to happen.
Yep. So now I'm going to kick it back to Shanky so he can do the other part.
Yep. And as always, everybody, as we end these streams, Raiders get here just in time for the public service announcement. Please take your mental health seriously and take the mental health of others seriously. Check in on those around you. Please make sure they're okay. I know a lot of people aren't. A lot of people are good at masking and they hide the fact that they're not okay. So reach out to them. Try to be that lifeline they need to get them off the edge. And if you suffer from mental health issues, the first thing I want to tell you is it's okay to not be okay. There's nothing wrong with admitting you need help once in a while. And if you suffer from mental health issues, I want you to reach out to your own support lines, those around you. And I understand some people don't feel they can, totally understandable. And if you can't, in chat right now is a list of numbers you can call or text 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There'll be a professional on the other end of the line that if you're in crisis, you can get the help you need. Because mental health is health, everybody. It's very important. And if you're not in the U.S. or you're watching this stream on YouTube, you can go to findahelpline.com, put in your country of origin, and find out the helpline for your country. Because we want you to take care of yourselves. We're not all vampires. We don't get to live here forever. We have a limited time on Earth. So take care of your mental health in that time you're here.
Yep.
Okay. And now I can turn it over to my lovely wife for her portion of the outro.
So, yeah, we want you here as long as you can be, though. So make sure that you get your shots, your vaccines that you need to get. Make sure that you take your meds, drink your water, get some sunshine when you can. But be careful with any like today, we had massive heat warnings in our area. So be careful if you're out in the heat. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water if you've got to be out in it. And seriously, get yourself checked out if there's something wrong. Get medical care for your body when it's telling you there's something wrong. Seriously, take care of yourself, because as the body goes, the mind goes. As the mind goes, the body goes. They work in tandem, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a registered nurse. I look at people holistically. It's the whole fucking person. It's all the aspects, y'all. So really, please take care of yourself. Also, take care of your fellow fucking humans by making sure you are registered to fucking vote. Checking your registration if you are a registered voter, because especially in Republican states, they are purging voter rolls. You need to make sure your shit's still good and get it fixed sooner rather than later. Okay? If it isn't. And plan to turn the fuck up in early November, whether it's by mail-in vote, whether it is absentee ballot because you're at college or wherever, if it's in person, early voting, whatever it is, fucking turn up. We have got to go blue down the whole fucking ballot, because fuck the GOP. They do not know how to govern. They just want to take people's fucking rights away. They want to fucking cut taxes for the rich and tax the shit out of the middle class and working class and harm elders, disabled, women, fucking LGBTQIA, literally vets. They want to hurt everybody. Okay, kids, because literally, they don't give a shit about kids. Okay, so for real, make sure you're registered to vote and turn the fuck up in November. Said with love.
And I thank you all for coming for Transylvanian Chronicles. Hey, we're partway through the season. This season ends when they're done this portion of Transylvania Chronicles. So, but next episode to get into the meat of this particular act. I will see you next time. Good night, everybody. As soon as I can find where the mouse went, because, it's hard when you have too many monitors.